Great. Again, thank you so much for all have joined this particular webinar from the different parts of the globe, and wishing you morning, afternoon, and good evening as per the respective regional time zones. Great. Today we are trying to demonstrate or to discuss more in terms of what the civil build application would be offering for the construction sector, especially the audience or the stakeholders like your general contractors, your subcontractors, nor even the project management consultants. So demonstrate the civil build application and having some fruitful discussion. I have my team members joined. Let me introduce myself. Myself, Dijot, the Regional Director for Middle East and Africa. I have Mr. Pranav Hadve, who is the Senior Product Lead on Civil Build application. And I have Mr. Premnath Bazwa, who is the Vice President Delivery, who will be taking up the Q&A sections after our initial presentation of the CivitBUILD applications moving forward. Great. So what is SoftTech and what we offers in the market? So basically, SoftTech is in software house. We develop softwares for the AEC industry, exclusively for the architectural engineering and construction sector to address the pre-built, build, as well as the post-built stages for the different stakeholders. This includes the governmental customers, the enterprise organization, nor it can be an startup in which they are getting into the AEC industry and they need to have some tools to automate their process within the organization level. So basically, we target the four pillars within the IT. We talks about the smartness, getting the organization into a smartness level by using the intelligent tools and technologies available. And everyone demands to have the technologies to be implemented as per the current industry trends. I'm referring to AI or ML, the different technologies that improve the efficiency of the softwares provided by the software vendors. The second pillar, we talks about the efficiency by streamlining the processes and reducing the operation silos by the best industry practices. So we follow the industry practices in all our product developments to ensure that you are following the industry practices while you are implementing the application. And moreover, the processes will be defined as such. All your subholders or the stakeholders with whom you are dealing with can be easily enabled with the outputs of the software what we are providing. Moreover, we focused on the productive by helping the team to collaborate within the single tool rather than having multiple silos. Or compared to manufacturing or even the other industry sector. And we understand what is that challenges the construction industry faces during the project implementations while they are taking a decision to move forward with a digital transformation change. And that's where SoftTech is there to help your team with our industry practices and the tailor-made softwares that enables you to have the system implemented within few days or few months based on the complexities that what you want to get it automated through the applications what we offers in the market. So just to give glance on SoftTech, yes, we are a public limited company and we have global presence. We have our regional offices throughout the other parts of the globe, including Dubai and Africa operates from our Dubai office. Also, we have our offices in Singapore, Middle East, Malaysia, as well as US and UK to support the regional customers over there. Moreover, we talks about the legacy of around 29 years plus exclusively into the AEC industry, providing the software and digitalization solution for the architectural engineering and construction sector audience throughout the part of the globe. Yes, we offers multiple products. As I mentioned earlier, we have product lines that caters to the early construction phase. We talks about the building permitting applications, more even the approval systems mostly used by the governmental and semi-governmental organizations. We have build and infra, which is more focused towards the build stage of any construction project. that we talks about the ERP concepts over there for general contractors, or even for subcontractors who are involved in the construction phase of the project. And once you hand over the post construction, we have the product called CivitSustain, which is a digital twin technology what we offers in the market to ensure that the green concept or the green building concepts or the sustainability part of your fixed asset being taken care, making use of our software solutions. Yes, we are the respective partners with Autodesk for the provisioning of the respective features offered by for the AEC industry by Autodesk, as well as with Esri for the GIS platform. And we even provide the construction AI solution, tailor-made based on the customers and the enterprise level customers' requirements. So as we all understand, today's agenda is to more focus towards CivitBUILD as an enterprise level ERP solution, caters to the respective audience within the build stage of a construction project. What I'm referring to is nothing but the main stakeholders like your general contractors, specialist contractors, turnkey contractors, not even the property developers who are involved during the in fact, during the early as well as the operation stages of the construction of any industrial or commercial or residential type of projects getting involved. And how you can automate the process from within your different departments starts from your estimation, your project management, as well as your operations like your procurement, inventory, and finance, as well as the HR and payroll part of it. For that, we talks about the cloud-based CivitBUILD application offered in a SaaS model, as well as in the perpetual licensing concept, which will give you a detailed estimation tailored to the project's needs. As we know, the challenges what is being faced by the QCs while they're getting an RFPs from the market and with a dedicated deadline to submit the proposals. So during the demo sections, we will be detailing in terms of how easily within number of hours you can prepare an estimate from the RFPs what you are received and can get submitted on on dot line with your customer expectations moving forward. Moreover, we will be touch base in terms of the project management features available, including your internal construction budgeting, project tracking, your WBS, the work breakdown structure, the activity release, the registration from the customer side, all the project management activities, how CivitBUILD is going to address on your current challenges that is going to be get addressed. Yes, it will help you in terms of the collaboration between the different team members within the organization. Moreover, it will provide you the dashboards, or I can say the intelligence report consolidating the data from the different organizations or the departments that will enable your decision makers to take up the call instantly. And a quick statistics on CivitBUILD as of date, we talks about around 5,000 plus users who are logging into our 3 data centers worldwide to work on the CivitBUILD applications. And it has executed more than $1 billion of project values within the platform. It ensures that the stability of the application in terms of managing the projects from the different part of the world. As we are having the customers from all the regions, starts from US, Malaysia, Singapore, Middle East, Africa, as well as back from India. And our software is being in line with the regional regulations that is recommended or required for the regional execution of their project implementations. Moving forward, who is that industry audience, or I can say the stakeholders who can make use of the CivitBUILD application for their automation process? As we know, the disciplines within our industry in the AEC starts from your general contractors who will be working along with your consultants or architects in the early stages of the project. You will have the domain experts like your civil subcontractors or EPCM or MEP or ELV or HVAC, in which all will be having the same process while we are getting into an execution process. Starts with an RFP, submission of your estimation, your project management part of it, your procurement inventory related to the disciplines what you're going to deliver as part of the overall project. Moreover, if you are a general contractor, yes, you have the option to have the subcontracting with your respective discipline entities so that you can monitor the subcontractor assignments you have done and in terms of their performance in terms of executing the project moving forward. So how you're going to get benefited out of the CivitBUILD application? The key stakeholders within the organization who are going to use the application starts from your executive team, your operations team, as well as your teams on the field. So execution team, as we know, back office from your CFO level or the CEO level, who would expect to have real-time update in terms of the project have progress happens in the different project sites. Making use of the dashboards, as I mentioned earlier, as an system integrated system, it will give you the compliance or the dashboards or the KPIs in line with the respective stakeholders' requirements so that they can take the decision across the table. Moreover, the project managers, the equipment managers, or even the sales and estimation team, they have the features that enables to easy up their process from a manual process so that they will be getting, there is no need for them to do the repetitive process to enable or shorten the time gap to submit their output from the system as soon as possible. The procurement and storekeepers as well as the HR managers to get the proper understanding in terms of the inventory available, non-duplication of the order process, and visibility of the inventory available. All these features are incorporated since the product is being ready-made, constructed or tailor-made for the construction sector, so that each individual users who are going to use the ERP, they're going to get benefited out of the respective role what they're going to place in the organization level. So key features, as I mentioned, it starts with your estimation. As we know, the process flow in an organization, in a construction industry, or in a contracting firm starts with your RFP and how your quantity takeoff part of it. Then once you have the quantity takeoff, then you will do the estimation and the costing, submitting the proposal. Moreover, once you have been awarded with the project, how you make use of the internal construction budget and locking it, and how you're releasing the activities to your project field team to ensure that they are in line with what I mean, the activities released to them for their daily execution process. Moreover, your back office team, they can monitor making use of the project schedule features available, making use of the Gantt chart, so that the back office team will have the update in terms of the project progress happening daily basis, irrespective of the number of regions or the projects what you're handling in the application level. Of course, you have your procurement and inventory detailed features available. Moreover, you have your finance management and HR payroll solution that will enable you to have the access to the actual versus the estimated, and to have your dashboard updated on real-time basis for the respective decision-making process for each department. So what you see on the screen is nothing but the data mapping or how the data flow happens between the different departments. As I emphasize on the point, it's a single integrated application that enables the visibility for the different departments, how they are automating the process in the organization level. Of course, as a licensing strategy, we provide the individual modules also depends upon the customer requirement based on the standard of digitalization what you need, or as a model of scaling up starting from any specific module, and you have the flexibility to attach the additional modules as and when required as per your business growth. But in total, what CivitBUILD offers is a complete solution which will give you a complete integrated application, one which there is no need for you to have the multiple data entry or duplication of the data or missing out of any information which will be pertaining to the different departments within the organization level. Yes, the process flow starts from your lead bid management, the quantity takeoff, which is a typical flow happens in any governmental organization team. And that's what the CivitBUILD as an ERP tool offers to you as a complete automation tool for your SOP process or automating your processes within the organization with unlimited workflows that enables you to have the control for each modules while we are getting it configured as part of the implementation process. Yes, as an OEM, the system will support you with integrating with any third-party applications. Yes, we come across with the cases where which as a global organization, they might be using some global or tier one ERP solutions to address the different type of verticals what they are dealing with. And once they implement the CivitBUILD for their construction industry, yes, we offer the open APIs that enables the IT team to get it integrated with any third-party application what is being active in that organization level. Moreover, if you have any third-party applications, silo applications that need to be get integrated to get a better decision making, that can be get enabled through the APIs, open APIs available from CivitBUILD application. Having said, with that note, let me hand over the section to Mr. Pranav Hadwa, who is the senior product lead from CivitBuild team of Softtech, who will be sharing the screen, and you can take up the discussion forward, Mr. Pranav.
Yes, thank you so much, Dijo, for that wonderful explanation. And hello, everyone, those who are joining us today. Hope I'm audible properly, right, everyone?
You are, please.
Yes. So sharing screen. Hello. So yes, everyone, those for joining us today, welcome and thank you for joining today's seminar regarding how CivitBuild can help you ace down your construction business operations. Uh, Talking about CivitBuild, we came across various business challenges, business scenarios wherein our existing customer and prospect used to ask us about how we can manage our daily operation effectively, get control over budget, manage on schedule execution on time, as well as detailed tracking of what are the execution expenses looks like, how we can view them and analyze them better by using latest analytical tools available in the market like Power BI itself. So CivitBuild offers you that entire business analytics intelligence, helps you take a better decision on time, which is really important in terms of taking the right decisions and making sure the execution happens on the site properly. With that note, let's get started with CivitBuild application with different modules, what offers in a CivitBuild, what are different analytical tools and portals available with the CivitBuild. Okay, so what you are seeing right now is the user-defined role-based login page for a user. I'm using a admin login for a session so that we could understand entire potentials and possibilities, what could be experienced with the CivitBuild. On the left side panel, user A used to get the modules, the processes for which he is having a right of. For example, if I am a project manager or procurement officer or an accounts executive or accounts manager, I will get the access of those modules and menus for which I am responsible for or I am supposed to take an action for. Next thing, user gets all the pending token transaction pending for him for a approval. Like I'm supposed to approve a leaves for my staff, so I'll get a leaves on the dashboard itself to take an action for. Those action items which are pending with me are visible on a dashboard. For a management, struggling around with different menus and modules will get reduced. Let's understand entire possibilities with one case or scenario wherein we will taking an example of a contracts project and how that inquiry when comes into the market, like an opportunity that floated into the market by a client, how that can be captured in a CivitBuild and how the transition right from inquiry registration till BOQ, its costing, submission, document preparation, negotiation can be done in a CivitBuild. So first thing first, whenever new inquiries float into the market, that inquiry can be registered in the inquiry option available in a bid management module with all details possible, like a client, location, type of project, maybe item rate, lump sum percentage, its value, consultant details, highlight what are the submission document you are supposed to submit, and which are the business development team who are bringing the business for an organization. After capturing all of those details, it is going to get forward to a tender department head, for example, who are supposed to make a decision whether to go for this inquiry or not. Whenever this inquiry floated into the market, it may be available with the BOQ, which is by default provided by the client along with the floated project into the market, or we may be asked sometimes to prepare our own BOQ based on the rebate BIM model submitted by a client along with the tender document. So for that, we get an option to have a BIM integration along with the CivitBuild, which will help you prepare your BOQ easily, take off the quantity from your 3D models and prepare this BOQ. Whether it is available in tender document. Along with the tender document, maybe in PDF file and Excel file, we can import that. Or otherwise, you can prepare this BOQ along with the line items executable and the quantities directly from the BIM 3D model. Once that is done, you can assign this job to your team members, and with that, they will get notified that they are supposed to prepare a costing. Costing is nothing but your estimation or rate analysis preparation, wherein your BOQ line items are available along with the details like execution scope, the quantities what are available in BOQ. They may go forward with the internal quantity evaluation and rate that has to be identified. Now, rate, which may be a standard rate based on the experience from a previous executed project, or you may come across a situation wherein the similar line item may be executed in a past, and you will have to take a reference from other project to prepare that estimation quickly and easily. With that, you get an option to copy the rate analysis directly from a previous project, and you can prepare your estimate easily and quickly. Reference set in the system with the past project makes your job easy to prepare a costing. Moreover, you can prepare the estimation for a project by adding an indirect cost, your overheads like safety, transportation, electricity, your staff cost, which are going to get assigned to a project, and their cost should be derived from a project itself. Your total cost for the project is not only a direct cost related to BOQ, but the indirect cost associated to those BOQ items. After processing the costing, you can go and do the profit margin loading as well. For that, we have a pricing process available in a CivitBUILD. In pricing process, you get an option to see a costing done by estimation department. Only thing what pricing department or those who are responsible for setting what the profit margin got to do is evaluate what are the profit margins available for each of the line items or different sections along the bills or BOQ. Adding a profit margin are quite easy. So when you have an entire structure, you can go on top-down approach. From top to bottommost approach, you can go and add the profit margin, or you can go and select the last possible node in a BOQ, like a item which is executable, and I may have a different profit margins for it. I can go and add the profit margin for individual line item directly. Your so your profit margins, which are or your submission document, what will be available from the CivitBUILD, will not only consist of your overall profit margin or gross profit margin to added to particular section, but consisting of the profit margin added for individual line item. Once you have done with that, you can easily download the submission document, basically your submission document, what you are supposed to submit to your client. There might be a scenarios wherein you need to submit this file not only in a PDF but maybe in Excel. So you get an option to export the data in Excel, and you can submit this BOQ right to your prospect in Excel, maybe on a portal submission form or anything. Remember, all of the options available in CivitBUILD, wherever they are a grid option, all of them are Excel exportable. So if you want any information from a CivitBUILD directly into an Excel file, you can easily go and download the Excel file from the system. Furthermore, once you have submitted the document, and let's say you have been called for a negotiation to offer certain discount to your client or a prospect for against that submitted BOQ, you can go and offer the discounts. So system have a capability to showcase you after offering a discount what where you have quoted and where you have negotiated upon. Finally, you need an approval from an authority whether to submit this finalized negotiated BOQ to your client, and depending on your negotiation and submission, let's say you have won the project, and with that good note, you will get to enter the work order number and all other details related to awarded sales order to you. So their billing cycle, terms and condition, other terms and condition, you can go and attach the documents related to your your submitted or won project in here. And you can go and upload the tender sign of contract sign of copy in here, which will be available to those stakeholders who have an access to access the document and download it. Furthermore, when this project is won, your execution team will notify that we have a new project added in a contracts department, and we can go ahead and start with the execution of projects. There, your execution department will take up the project and add the details like who is the contact person for the project, like a project manager, the project structure, project team members. Remember, those are added in a project team member will get an access to make an entries in a project. Once this is done, they can go and prepare a defined phases, define WBS, and prepare a cost estimation. Now, cost estimation is quite easy in a CivitBUILD. When we talk about project coming from a bid management directly, you will have a costing done already in a bid management. So only thing they got to do is to copy the items from a bid management, and they can prepare a WBS very easily. Remember, this is our budget WBS, which will be available an execution team for making a execution. So they will have a cost, but not a price. So the rate available here is associated to the cost, the profit margin. So they will always have the constraint of budget to execute and execute the project and have a proper control over the budget. Remember, you may have multiple revisions in your project depending on the client requirement, maybe revisions in a drawing, and so many scenarios. All of the scenarios can be managed with the help of remark option available in CivitBUILD. And whenever you are revising, you get to an approval, and an approving authority will always get an option to compare the revisions. What was the changes happened with the previous revision, and they can always compare like this. The changes will get highlighted, and they can make their decision easily and quickly based on the changes happened in the revision, estimation revision. Your WBS, let's say, ready with all the resources, line item, their quantities, their budgeted rate, and finally, planning department can come into the picture and take up the project for preparing a planning. Planning preparation, we have a integration available with the Microsoft project, and you can do a planning easily and effectively in a Microsoft project. A comprehensive planning tool available in a CivitBUILD will offer you all of those options what are available in other planning tools out there in the market, like setting up the pre-addresses, starting an end date, duration, or whether it is a revision of budget or setting up the baseline. All of those options are available. Are available. What additionally CivitBUILD offers you is to see a dynamically generated Gantt chart, which is directly linked to your project execution. So let's say my site team is executing the project, and on daily basis, they are adding the daily field report from the site. So what project monitoring department or planning, let's say a project manager used to get is the detailed information related to project progress on the site. So this Gantt chart is not only showing you the dependency start and end date, but the progress of an activity itself and what is the impact of that completion over the project. This is one dimension to view a benefit of doing the planning. There are other dimensions, like let's say I wanted to view a cash flow. So cash outflow depending on my planning. What are the money flowing out during a project execution stage that I used to get within the different months of my plan duration, depending on the planning, right? Another benefit is a procurement calendar, wherein your procurement team will know in advance, based on the planning, what is the total quantity of different resources required in a project, not only depending on the item, but the overall quantity required in a project, and the breakup of those quantities in different months of the project duration. So I can plan my procurement well in advance, well negotiated rate, and on a time to make sure a project execution is not hindered at any point of time just because of non-availability of material. This tabular view, what you are seeing right now, are available in a graphical view as well, like a graphical representation of cash outflow and the material requirement and based on the amount. Furthermore, as we have an integrated daily field report and Gantt chart view with the planning tool, you get to see an S-curve report, which will always be capable of showcasing you CPI and SPI, cost and schedule performance indexes for a project. So at any point of time, I feel like I wish to know where, in which month, if my budget is gone over the actual cost, or whether my project is on the schedule or behind the schedule. I can view and access that and understand that from the S-curve report. These are all the activities related to a head office, wherein a project department will prepare a schedule and the estimation as well. Now, important part is execution department comes into the picture, wherein an execution department will release and assign the activities to an concerned engineer, maybe a site engineer or supervisor who is responsible for executing that line item. Whenever that items released and assigned to an engineer, they get notified that these are the activities released and these are assigned to you. Now, from a single window, they can make a requisition for those items. They can make a daily field report from the say for the same and update the progress on the site. Making a request like a requisition for a material is quite easy. We got a web application to do the resource requirement, or sometimes they might not even require to do that. They can directly access the mobile application, which is available on both Android and iOS. They can make a requisition easily and quickly with the help of mobile app and the web version as well. So they can make a request for the line items and the different resources required based on the estimation quantity. And whenever this request is submitted to a store department will verify the stock availability, and based on availability, they can generate a purchase request to a procurement department inquiring about procure the material. Procurement department then can raise a purchase order directly based on the qualified vendor, or they can follow a traditional practice of floating a RFQ, receiving the quotation, comparing the quotation, and generating a purchase order. RFQ generation is quite easy in a system. Required resource. What are the different suppliers required to do that? Required to do the or submission the quotation. The mail notification directly goes to a vendor, because whenever you register a vendor, you will have an option to give them the login credential with the CivitBuild. Remember, you get an vendor portal along with the CivitBuild to give your vendor a login credentials to see the floated RFQ, and based on the floated RFQ, they can submit the quotation directly through online. So they can access CivitBuild, they can submit the quotation by offering you a remark, quotation number, resource, and the taxes applicable on it, and terms and condition applicable on that quotation. They can attach their quotation in a PDF file as well through a vendor portal. So whenever your purchase department receives a quotation, they will get every aspect of that quotation submitted by a supplier. With that, they can go ahead and compare the quotation with the quotation analysis option available in CivitBuild. System have a provision to highlight the lowest and the highest bidder, which is highlighted with the red and green color. You can export the data and prepare a comparison in an Excel file as well, if you are more used to it. And once you have finalized the vendor, you can go ahead and generate a purchase order in a CivitBuild. The purchase order which is generated have a provision of an approval. So whoever authority is authority who is making sure that purchase order is proper, the rates are agreed upon, the resource description is proper, you can directly send an email from a CivitBuild itself related to that purchase order. Once this material is received on the site team will receive that material with the help of MRN and GRN option available in CivitBuild, and they can choose upon whether the quantity is rejected because of any reason, maybe a damage of product or maybe not as per the standard specification, and they can submit the GRN to a vendor with a signed copy as a proof of acknowledgement that we have received the material. Based on that, a supplier will submit you an invoice, and this invoice can be generated in a system or registered in a system with the help of payment certification option. This payment certificate is an acknowledgement that vendor have supplied the material, and now we have a liability to pay him based on the material that we have received from him. This payment certificate is ultimately going to get approved by a responsible person in your organization, maybe a site engineer or maybe a site manager or project manager, and that signature will come in the print automatically. So whoever is preparing a payment certificate will know that this is an approved by a project manager. Once this is done, an accounts department will get notified that there is a supplier to whom we are supposed to pay against the material that we have bought. System will show you the pending list of all the payment certificates which are yet to paid into the CivitBUILD. So those pending list, based on that, system will generate a bill voucher directly based on the approval. Your taxes are going into tax ledger properly, and remaining ledgers will get impacted with the relevant amount in a payment certificate. With that, there is a dashboard available to our accounts department to see a pipeline that what are all the bills which are pending and which are not yet paid against maybe a supplier, maybe a contractor, right? Maybe a consultant bill, and so on. This pipeline will help you understand and see the view or list of which are the delayed payments, which you get ultimately highlighted with the red color. From here, you can choose to pay to a single party, or by selecting multiple parties, you can proceed for the payment, bank payment, or cash payment generation. There are multiple ways of transaction type available, maybe on your online payment preparation, PDC, CDC, and whatnot. With that, you can generate a bank payment and submit it to your finance manager, let's say, for an approval. And after receiving an approval from an authority, you can do the bank reconciliation based on the bank statement received, and you can easily reconcile your transactions. Maybe those are PDC checks or CDC checks, and you can make sure your accounts are up to date. This is one cycle of entire material management. There are multiple ways to it, right? Maybe your during audit, your stock audit, you may come across a situation that your physical stock and book stock is not matching. We can easily do or perform this stock checking and stock correction with the proper remark and approval from authority that there is a genuine reason behind the not matching of a physical and book stock, and you can make the revision in stocks. Alternatively, if there is a stock available in other project or in a central warehouse and you wanted to make that stock available in other project, you can transfer the stock from one project to other, and you can track the stock transfer easily and quickly. You can also manage your production log, like you may have a batching plant on a site with which you are directly producing your ready mix concrete. You can manage that with the production log available in a CivitBUILD, which will help you consume your raw stock and provide a finished good, right? A ready mix concrete, and transfer that ready mix concrete to different sites, if that is the case, what you are handling on the site. With that, there is an subcontracting or work management as well, or service management. Let's say we have appointed a subcontractor to do the job, and that job is received from the site as a request that we need to identify a contractor. Based on that, a contracting department can undergo float an RFQ, request for quotation, receive a quotation from contractor, compare those quotation in a system directly, and qualify a contractor to award a work order. That work order will ultimately be awarded to those contractor who qualifies and have enough qualification to do the job. Your work order, which is awarded to your subcontractor, it will have all the dimensions associated to the, like the line items which are in the scope for the contractor to execute, what are the taxes applicable to it, how the payment terms look like, what are the terms and conditions, and ultimately an approving authority's signature at the end. Remember, these documents, what I'm showcasing you, are completely configurable based on a client requirement. Once this work order is awarded, your site team can undergo and prepare a daily field report in a system based on their daily operation, what they supervise and perform. Whether it is your departmental execution, like your departmental laborers are executing the job, you can take into account the labor count, how many laborers are available on the day, from what time to what time they are available. And if it is a subcontracting labor, you can take into a consideration their executed job for the day. And if there are any delays, you can take those into account as well. What are the resources consumed on that day? You can also enter the resource consumption, and of course glimpse or site photographs to showcase an actual scenario on the site. So what are the benefits of this daily field report entering into CivitBUILD? Well, a project manager at the end of the day gets an auto email from a CivitBUILD showcasing them this report, which is capable of give them an understanding of what exactly is going on this particular day. What are the tasks completed? as comparing to the planned? What are the material consumed during the execution? What are the stocks remain after the execution of a job on a day? What are the labors consumed? What are the machineries consumption? What is the next day planning for the job? And finally, glimpse of those job done on a site. Imagine a project manager managing multiple sites and getting a report like that at the end of the day. So without visiting even on a site, they can understand the job as happening. They can compare from a single report that what are the job executed is as per the planning or not, how many days we are running behind the schedule, and if the progress is going on, what how the glimpse of those site progress looks like. Moreover, this daily field report can be used for billing to a subcontractor, and we can generate a payment certificate. Similarly, how we have done for a supplier, and pay him based on what are the job done. Payment certificate, what is generated against the subcontractor, will showcase you the current, previous, and thus far, which is nothing but cumulative, paid thus far, including taxes, retention, recoveries, material on site, and whatnot. You get to see everything in a single report. This payment certificate, once approved by project manager, a finance department can view those approved payment certificates in a payment certificate approval window, a posted window, and those payments which are delayed gets highlighted with the red color, and from here they can choose based on their pipeline payment and make a payment to a subcontractor. Once this entire cycle is done, you can bill to your client based on the project progress on the site. Remember, we are putting a daily field report on a site, so based on that, the measurements are directly available into CivitBUILD. Based on the daily field generated, we can take what are the BOQ line items completed thus far, maybe depending on the monthly billing to a client, or maybe quarterly billing or progressive billing, whatever the terms and conditions set during the execution. You can prepare a measurement book directly into CivitBUILD. Based on that measurement book, what is generated, you can easily generate a bill to your client and submit it to understand that the bill is up to the mark and showcasing all the parameters related to the completion progress, like the line items completed, the taxes, recoveries, penalties applied by the client, and so on and so forth. Your variations items are identified separately in the system to showcase you and help you understand if there are any variation in the line item. The taxes applicable, the retention, and the documents related to project progress, you can upload it in the bill. Once that bill is getting certified from the client, like the client's consultant who certifies the bill submitted to them, you can claim or adjust the bill accordingly. You get to get an option to adjust the quantities as per the client's suggestion, and you can generate a printout to be submitted to the client finally for an approval. Based on that, you can submit the final invoice copy directly from the CivitBUILD based on your invoicing format, and you can ask for a payment to a client. There are multiple modules associated to your asset management as well. Like for example, you have a fleet like you may be a dumper, dozer, JCP, Pokelans, Hiva, many material assets you have. Those assets where they are assigned, if they are under maintenance, that can be tracked very easily with the help of plant and machinery option available in a CivitBUILD. This option offers you a comprehensive view of an asset, their technical information, their insurance. If it is expiring, will give you an alert. If there is a maintenance schedule set based on the odometer reading or based on duration, services done thus far, their deployment history, their logs, asset history, and so on. You can easily generate a logbook or a maintenance schedule and perform a repair and maintenance, whether it is an in-house maintenance or outside maintenance. You can also check the availability of that particular asset, and based on availability, you can allocate that asset to a site and generate a report of which asset is available on which site and how much work is done by that particular asset on that particular site. Furthermore, your employees management is equally important as your assets. Employees who are on your payroll, whether they are labor staff or your site staff, your engineering staff, your head office staff, your admin staff, you can generate a master data like they assigning them shifts, their job types, like I've mentioned, the blue colored staff and all. You can easily give them an employee salary structure, deduction head, earning heads, and once you have defined every single dimensions to an employee or information in a CivitBuild, you can have an integration with the biometric machine from the site, and you can easily generate a attendance linked to your site. So if I'm an engineer who is responsible of taking care of multiple sites, I can have a attendance based on the biometric machine linked to different location, and wherever I'm signing in, that location gets captured automatically in a CivitBuild, and you can generate a daily attendance for that employee. If I am on a leave or if I need an advance and loan, CivitBuild takes care of that by offering you an employee self-service portal. From employee self-service portal, your employees can manage view their attendance, see their salary slip, their own information. They can apply for a leave, they can apply for a loan for an advance, and they can download and view how many leaves they are balancing as on today. Employee gets that all access of information with the employee self-service portal. There is a practice in the many of the business firms that my labor staff usually get fined because of jumping off the signal or not following the rules. So if that recovery is to be happen from this employee's payroll, that provision is too available in a CivitBuild. With this payroll option, based on the leaves and the attendance available in CivitBuild, you can easily process the salaries and pay the salary from with the help of WPS option, which is now mandatory in a UAE region. And you can easily generate a zip file or maybe a bank-wise WPS file, whereas you can easily have an Excel data exported and you can mold the WPS file based on the bank wherever they operate. You get all the information related to employee, like their employee unique code, their routing code, their accounts, their paid days, their variable component, fixed component, and the period for which they are on a leave. Furthermore, you get to manage your assets, which is nothing including both movable and non-movable asset, their depreciation calculation, and posting that assets depreciation and sale of that particular asset, if it is so, into accounts to maintain your balance sheet as updated as possible to showcase you exact replica or true value of asset post depreciation. Your finance module, what is available in CivitBuild, is capable of showcasing you an entire trial balance based on your chart of account, what is finalized, depending on your asset, liability, income, and expenses. What you additionally get is an option to drill down if I wanted to inquire about this balance. Whenever I'll double click, I get to see the detail up to transaction level, and I can drill down till the final load and see the transaction in detail. Like so. If you are a real estate developer, you get a sales CRM management module, which is nothing but what assets you are building, maybe a villa project or a flat project or maybe a township project. What are the sales happened thus far? How many flats got sold? How many are balanced to be sold? Those inquiries, their management, their follow-ups, entire things can be managed in a CivitBuild. Post-sale management is a CRM wherein your inventory preparation, the inventory management, booking, generating a booking, generating agreement and sale date, all of those options are there to make a payment follow-ups, sale date, demand letter generation, and in case if the unit got cancelled after the booking, you can cancel that in the CivitBuild. We offer multiple integrations in a CivitBuild with the various platforms like your Magic Break, maybe a 99 acres, wherein your campaigns are going on and there might be an inquiry coming out from that platform. We offer search integration as well in a sales and CRM management for real estate developers. Moreover, you get an analytical dashboard, as I was mentioning in the initial part of a webinar, that a powerful analytical tools what are available nowadays in the market, which is Power BI. CivitBUILD is thoroughly integrated with the different modules available, and we have seen thus far. A tender management, which is capable of showcasing you how many tenders we have participated in, how many we have won, how many we have lost, location wise or lost wise trend, your monthly trend of how many contracts we are receiving month on month basis. If I am losing any vendor, what is the reason behind it? I can perform that analytics too. I can perform analytics on how many projects I have won, and based on my selection parameter, this analytical tools is capable of giving me a detailed insights and perform a detailed analysis of how my department or my tender department is doing the job. If I am a real estate developer, I get an option to perform a same analytics on inquiry coming in for a different projects what I have published. How is my collection outstanding looks like how much collection I have made based on the due and actual received amount. I can see how many units are booked, how many are balanced in a particular project or multiple projects, depending on my selection parameters. So there are endless possibilities with analytical tool and different graphs. We offer a possibility of customization depending on your requirement in the dashboard, and we can customize a view or Power BI view for you based on your requirement as well. Apart from this defaultly available dashboard in a second, there is an accounts analytics, which is capable of showcasing you how my profit and losses look like, how my expenses considering all of the project or particular project look like, how my expenses depending on a month, and so on and so forth. Flow statement, your balance sheet ratios, all of those typical ratios which are important for me to get a complete understanding of my organizational health are possible with the Power BI dashboards in a CivitBUILD. There are multiple reports available in a CivitBUILD, which is capable of showcasing you apart from the analytics. If I required to showcase or understand my project health or my, let's say, actual plan versus or budgeted versus actual expenses, I can have access to multiple reports available in CivitBUILD, like a budget versus actual expenditure report. This report is capable of showcasing me a detailed insights of how my actual expenses look like based on my budget and how much balance to be spent on that part to get the job done. Whether I have to talk about a financial accounting report, if I have a inventory management, like for example a stock register report, how my stocks movement look like, how much stock I have as on day for a different resources, I can view multiple reports and get a multiple report to have a detailed understanding of different site related information on daily basis. With that, I hand over back as a control to a Dijo. Dijo, if you mind taking the session over.
Ijo sir, you are on mute.
That. Sorry, guys. In fact, thank you, Prav. Thanks a lot for having a brief on the CivitBUILD application. Yes, it takes more than 1 hour for having a deep dive into the CivitBUILD each and individual features. Yes, let's move forward. Let me share my screen. Perfect. So before we get into the Q&A section for all the audience, we have a quick exclusive offer for those who have joined in this particular webinar section. where basically we offer the CivitBuild free plan for one users, but as an exclusive offer only for the group of people who have joined with their details, where our team will be reaching out back to you all. If in case you are interested to initiate for a free trial plan, we will be offering 2 users free of cost. This will enable you to have your initial trial with your CivitBuild application. And you can follow this particular process. You can just log into civitbuild.in, just register yourself, and you will be getting the authorized link for you to get yourself registered and avail this particular 2 user free package for your configuration of the system. Moreover, our consultants, they will reach out in providing you the configuration details, everything, so that once you are done with your trial version, you can increase the licenses as per your organizational requirements before getting into the go live of the project. Thank you so much. We'll just jump into an Q&A sections for those who have joined from the audience level. If you have any specific questions related to whatever the CivitBuild features that we have showcased in line with your business process, please put it in the Q&A board available on your Zoom tool, and we are open to address any questions related. Thank you. I could see there is a question here. Unfortunately, the person's name is not available. Do you feel your current workflow are fully streamlined, or are there manual processes still slowing things down? Can I know this gentleman who put this particular question? Unfortunately, it's showing without the name here. But just to answer your question, yes, the workflows are dynamic based on your organizational requirements for each modules what we have showcased. It can be get configured based on your individual organizational requirements. So there is no static workflows as such. It is dynamic to enable to get your internal workflow enabled as per the different departments or the stakeholders getting involved as part of your workflow approvals.
Tijo, I would like to add something over here.
Please.
Yeah, regarding workflows, as you know, I mean, we don't know the gentleman name or so basically, since CivitBuild is specifically designed, developed for the construction enterprises, like contractor, real estate developers, the workflows are very much as per the, I would say, universal standard practices the construction enterprises follow, right? So we would say that these are very standard processes, and they can be configurable based on the organization requirement. So to just put it in a right perspective, by implementing the processes of the workflows of CivitBuild, the organization can opt for ISO 9001 or 15000, so that your all manual processes are eliminated, and by implementing CivitBuild, the complete automation from starting from inception of the project till finalization can be easily implemented. Hope we have cleared your answer. The query. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Prem. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I have another question here. How important is an intuitive, easy to adopt interface when considering new construction tech solutions for your team? I don't know. It's not been phrased well, but if I understand correctly, related to the UX part of the CivitBuild application, I'm a bit confused in understanding that particular question, basically. But still, yeah.
Yes, Teacher, that is true. That is true. It is not. But anyway, see, the construction project management processes are always complex and very dynamically changing in nature, right? So, but considering the depth of functionality, CivitBuild has a very intuitive interface. I would say whenever a certain action to be needed, you can get those provisions in the user interface very optimally, so that user can perform their task, very efficiently without moving around in different interfaces. So definitely, and as again we iterate that we developed this CivitBUILD for the construction enterprises. So considering the different business cases of the construction industry, the user interfaces has been designed, which are very optimally designed.
Great. Thank you so much. I hope that answered the question. We have one more question here, Prem. What
Yeah.
level of project visibility do you have today? And how would a real-time dashboard impact your decision-making process?
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. See, project, that is the major pain area of the construction enterprise, because we don't know the real-time visibility of the project. When I say visibility of the project, means it could be a project progress, project procurement, project budgeting, project completion, the expenses booked, what are the receivables. So there are various aspects of the project that need to be visible. And a CivitBUILD being an end-to-end application, starting from inception of project till the finalization of the balance sheet and P&L of the project, you have a complete 100% real-time visibility of the projects, the materials, the contracts, the finances, and the employee management, real-time 100%, which will help you, the management, to take the decisions. Plus, we have a dashboard for the various critical information, which will help you to analyze the data through the Power BI dashboards to take the effective decisions.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Anyone else to have any further questions? You can just drop it in the chat window, please. I have another question related to the licensing part of it. Is it offered in SaaS model as well as in the perpetual? Yes, we have 3 data centers available. While we talk on the SaaS model, starts from for the Middle East and Africa, we have our data center in Dubai. For Asia Pacific, we have our data center in Mumbai, back in India. Yes, for the US and for the UK region, we have our data center from US, what we operates. So just to answer your question, yes, the subscription model or a SaaS, software as a service, we offered CivitBUILD application for the market. And if in case you have your own data center or you have your own private cloud, you can opt for the perpetual license, which is on the CapEx model, one which you can on your licenses, and for getting any updated versions available, you can go for the ALF model, annual licensing fee model, which will enable you to pick and choose the respective licensing option as per your organizational requirement. Just to symbolize it, you have OPEX model as well as the CapEx model available. OPEX is nothing but your SaaS model on subscription basis, yearly model, and CapEx, one which we talks about the perpetual license, one which you will be purchasing the license for lifetime validity. I hope that answered your question. Yes, from Mr. Deepak Thackeray, any new developments in AI?
Yeah. Hi, Deepak. Yes, that is a good question. Everybody is moving towards AI, and everybody want everything to be in AI, so that we can have a better output. Yes, we have started working on AI. First of all, there is I would say predictive analysis. Basically, in the project management, there is a predictive analysis wherein you can forecast the project based on your previous experiences. So that anyway, we are working and coming out with the certain AI products. However, certain from considering some reporting aspect, we have come out certain built-in AI tools. For example, you have certain components of AI built into the dashboards. I want to search certain, I can query and I want to get certain outputs through the our enterprise solution, right? So we have an option. My colleague Pranav has shared the screen. If you can see here, like suppose you can just put a query. This is regarding the purchase order, this one, purchase order data set. Okay, so I can put a query here. This is an AI tool, built-in AI tool. So I want to search supplies made from certain supplier, right? You can show the purchase order. You can just type it, Pranav. Remove it, everything. Yeah. Yeah, go to question. Show purchase orders from order from supplier. Then you select as a supplier, for example. Yes. So you can see. So you can query in and when you click here, you can see all the details. So you can query in. This is an example. You can query in to find out purchase orders from a supplier or a specific material from particular. Set of suppliers. Purchase order for resources. You check for cement, for example. Show purchase orders for resource. For resource. Okay. That data set is not built. Okay. For project, you can go for project. Purchase order for square projects. Yeah, you can go here. Yeah. Okay. There are nothing is there. So like these kind of is built in, or the model is being made to understand, and from there you can generate the information. This is, we have given an example of purchase order. Similarly, for the sales and CRM for real estate developers, we have built up the sales inquiry tool, AI tool. You have to put there. Yeah, go for the inquiry part, sales inquiry. Yeah. Select inquiries from. You can mention here. Yeah. Type it there. Show inquiries from. Show inquiries. Inquiry from. Okay. So show inquiries. Just you can relate it. Yeah, remove it. For date also you can mention. Show inquiry types. Yeah. Okay. So as a total sum of inquiries, what you are updating. So inquiry for date. For date. For February. Yeah. For February. For February. Just take a backspace. Backspace. For February. Yeah, there is no. So like this, you can. Oh yeah, you can just select all. Like earlier we were doing. Yeah. So here you can see the source of information. So these are the certain tools you have been developing, but going forward, we are going to have many such AI tools built into the application. And being a product development company, we always keep enhancing the product by implementing the new technology, new report, new statutory reports that we've been doing as a product development. Hope we have answered your query.
Yes. Thank you so
And
much
if
for
any
that.
Yeah. Yes, teacher, please.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Prem. And I have one more question from the same joinee. Can we perform any transaction or auto transactions? Again, the question is not clear. Mr. Debak, if you can just elaborate on what exactly the challenge, it would be easy for us to understand your question correctly, please.
Any transaction? Okay. Yeah, I got it, Dijo. I got it. What
Okay.
they're saying is like, let's see, automation of transactions. Yes, definitely we can do that. For example, I would put an example, like there is from a project from project team, there is a project engineer who is putting a request for, say, cement, right? So whenever I put a cement, what I understand from the query is, system will automatically check in the stores if there is a stock available. If no, then system will automatically check what for this particular project, who is the approved vendor and what are the rate agreed. So system will automatically generate a purchase order based on the requirement and automatically generate a PO. This is what I think Mr. Deepak is asking for, the automation of transaction. Is it right, Mr. Deepak?
Yes, that's what he mentioned, making use of the AI platform, whether the auto transactions can be. I think we are on
Okay.
board.
Okay. Yeah. See, definitely we have been working on this. It is working on this, and it is more than an AI. I think it is more of a automation. AI is something different. This is more on the automation. Yes, we have been we have put this kind of improvements in our product roadmap.
Perfect. I hope that answered your question, Deepak. So as I again stated, the transitions are happening or the new updates are happening on the CivitBuild application. So for our existing customers, there will be all the new updates in terms of the AI features, not in terms of any other automation process that is getting incorporated or the ML features that is going to get released on periodic basis. This will be offered to all our customers free of cost as part of the subscription. I think we are running late for 10 minutes now. I think it's a good to conclude this section. We respect the time of everyone. But if in case anyone, if you want to have any detailed demo and if you want to have a detailed discussion in terms of the respective features offered by CivitBuild, our sales team will be reaching out to you based on the information you have shared in the contact form, and one which we can schedule for an one-to-one section so that all your queries can be get answered across during the detailed demo section. With that note, I think we are good to conclude this particular section. Thank you everyone for joining this, and we will be having the periodic webinars coming up every month, and we will be posting these particular sections through different channels, and you can come and rejoin for the upcoming topic. And moreover, you can come and visit our website. In our event section, you have all the previous recordings of our webinar sections, and based on your internal requirements, you can come and review those webinars that will give a better insights in terms of each module capabilities being offered by CivitBuild application. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day ahead.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.